That's what in theory we go live. In actuality, we go live on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram for the next hour. Splurf Toast is live with
Okay.
episode 72 of our podcast. It's March Madness. That's
Oh
the
yeah, yeah. That's this weekend, isn't it?
that's the working title of this episode until we come up with something better. Um, because I had to put something in the Facebook description. So anyway, yeah. So
Yeah. People go, "Oh, what are they going to say about basketball?" Not a goddamn thing.
that was about it. That was about it. Can you hear the rain?
I wondered when you started. I was like, "Man, that sounds like wind," or he's like way too close to the microphone, just
Yeah, it like
breathing in it.
literally just started raining and thundering, so that'll add some ambience to our podcast. That light is way too bright. There we go. So we haven't done this in a few weeks. It's been actually about a month since we did this. We missed one, and I think the reason for that was because spring break fell in there
Spring break.
for all of us. Yeah, yeah. Y'all went to Tennessee. It looked like based on your Instagram posts.
We did go to Tennessee. We had my niece got married, and so we
Wait, was she engaged when we were in San Diego, or has that happened since then?
that has all happened since then.
Wow, that was fast.
Well, she's in a rush to get. She was in a rush to get married before graduation. Um,
Why?
she didn't want her dad's name on her diploma.
Oh, okay. All right, fair. Ouch.
I was like,
That's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt.
you could go to the courthouse and do it for like, I don't know, $50.
I just got a text from my wife that it's hailing outside. In fact,
No, you got any cars
Home.
outside?
Yeah, my car's outside.
Okay.
Special. All righty, cool.
Room in the garage?
No, because we have a whole bunch of overflow furniture in my parking spot
Oh,
because I don't have a basement, so
it'll be okay.
that's fine. It's hail, whatever.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna ask big. That's when it starts worrying me.
Yeah.
So anyway, so niece got married. Wow.
I know.
Okay.
It was kind of it was smallish ceremony, cute little venue. We couldn't make eye contact with Bradley, whom you met,
Right.
because Babe and I and he were all on the verge of just, we like looked at him. He had to look like, "Don't look at me. I'm going to laugh." And then we're like, "Oh," I told Babe, "We got to look away." She's like, "Why?" I go, "It'd be really uncool if he busted out laughing right now."
Was he laughing because of the situation?
I think just because it was just a little goofiness kind of a thing.
Was the father whose name shall not be used present at the wedding?
No, not at all. Not at all. Not
Interesting.
entirely sure he knew it was happening, but
Well, that was my follow-up question to that. So yeah, that tracks.
maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I don't know.
Surprise, pops.
Yeah, it was Tennessee, so there was also concern with Bradley's orientation that there could have been issues. But
Did he have a date?
no, he did not have
Oh,
a
okay,
date.
well, probably okay.
I don't think it was a small venue. I don't think a date would have been allowed.
That's funny because we were
Party of one. No, I have a no party of one.
we have rules.
Don't bring anybody not on the invitation. So yeah,
the invitation or the orientation.
uh-huh.
That might be the title of the episode. It's funny you say that because we was watching an episode of Hometown and eating dinner hurriedly before I came out here, and they were remodeling a house in Laurel, Mississippi for a nice same sex couple.
That's the Mississippi Chip and Joanna. Got it.
Yeah, and I think I've said it on here before, but that is they're remodeling like 6 square blocks of Laurel, Mississippi. Never see those exterior rings of Laurel, Mississippi. They are painting a horribly inaccurate picture of that
So
city.
when you drive to town, you're like, "Oh, it's so cute on TV. Why does it look like welfare checks bounced?"
I'm like, I've been in and out of Laurel for my entire life. I've never seen this 6 square block radius of Laurel that they're remodeling. I don't know
Yeah,
where it exists.
they brought it in from a kid from Oxford. They went up. They drove
Well, they are
upstate.
both they are both Old Miss. I don't know if they're are they still rebels? I don't even know if they're allowed to be that anymore.
They're
Um
probably just the Colonels now.
yeah, so there's that. I haven't been actually over there since this show started, so I'm actually sometime I'm gonna have to go up there just to see if I can figure out where in the hell this is. It's
Yeah,
like,
there's no. I was just go ahead. There
yeah,
we
I'm done. I'm
oh,
done
okay.
with my screed.
All right. No, we have a lady here in town who had a show, and you watch it sometimes. I'm like, I think I should know where that house is. you know?
Right?
Yeah. And look, this is my favorite restoration place. And you're like, I should know where that store is.
Yeah, for sure, right?
yeah. And so she goes to all these places, and I'm like, I should know where all of this is. They couldn't, I mean, I got a wife who's into that kind of stuff. I should know.
uh, yeah, I think very early on in the hometown experience, Laura asked me where that part of Laurel was because that's no part of Laurel she's ever seen either.
Well,
Right?
you don't recognize it because it's been spruced up.
It's I just like I don't know. They were doing everything they could to not discuss the couple's orientation. It was just like they had horses in Arizona. Now they're moving here together. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. So
I think Jimmy has such great taste, but Tommy, I don't know. Wait a minute.
and the one guy, the tell in the whole episode was they opened the door to the second house they were looking at, and it had a pool, which was in
Ah.
need of repair. But he went, "We've always had pools." Okay, there's your tell. Literally put his hands on his chest and went, "Woo!"
Woo! He did the little guy from Evening Star, whatever the Burt Reynolds show was.
Oh yes, Michael Jeter.
yes, yeah, he went on Michael Jeter. Or the little guy. There was another one. Anyway,
Michael Jeter, who they then like put on like children's shows.
was it Evening? What was it?
It was Evening Shade. Evening
There we
Shade.
go.
Wow, it's a deep dig.
Yeah, the whole
You
idea
remember-
that Burt Reynolds did a sitcom,
Yeah,
and it ran for years.
and it wasn't bad.
no.
It was okay. Do you remember who played his wife?
Delta Burke.
No, she was still designing women. Wait, no, that's not right.
Tia Leone.
Too young. It was Mary Lou Henner.
Oh, okay. All right. All right.
Age appropriate redhead.
Age of- there we go. There we go.
So, speaking of old TV shows, you gave me a segue and I'm going to run with it. There's
Okay.
apparently some sort of Sid and Marty Krofft renaissance going on right now.
Okay. Weird, but all right.
It is weird, and I'll tell you, I'd seen some articles that like some of those old shows from our misbegotten youth were running on like Tubi, right?
Okay.
And I don't care, but we have our TV, our big TV is a Samsung, and they have like their own like embedded channels, like the Samsung Plus channels, right?
Yes, I know
And one of
exactly what you're talking about.
them is you have that.
Yeah, because you'll scroll through and you'll just be like, "What the hell is blah blah TV?"
Yes.
It's all Teletubbies all the time.
Yeah, and yeah. Well, there's one channel on
Almost
there.
the entire public domain channel.
There's one channel called Midnight Pulp on there,
Okay.
right? And they show lucha movies.
Oh,
They show
nice.
Japanese
Oh,
horror movies.
double
They
nice.
show stuff like that, right?
Okay.
Genre stuff, very kitschy genre stuff, right? And when the boys were home, I was flipping through. Actually, it was the weekend before the boys got home. I had gotten up with the puppy to let her out and let Laura sleep, so I was flipping through, and they were running some of those Saturday morning Croft shows, like in the morning time slots. So like,
Ooh, so it'd
Like-
be like watching it in the day.
yeah, except like it was freaking me out because like Electro Woman and Dinah Girl was on, right?
Oh, wow.
And their villain of the week was called Glam Rock. And he had like the spangly suit and the big star-shaped glasses, the giant green afro wig on.
Oh my God.
And then Dr. Shrinker came on. So I got my helping of Billy Barty. And
Damn.
and Wonderbug, which was I found myself singing the theme song too for several days after because apparently I still remember the lyrics. And the only one from that didn't show up was like Bigfoot and Wild Boy.
Man.
but like they were actually showing it at one point. Like boys came home and I was showing it to them just as a kitschy thing, right?
Okay.
And they were actually running the Croft Super Show.
Oh my God.
So like there's Michael Limbeck as Captain Cool of Captain Cool and the Kongs, and they're cutting to these like serialized things with the musical interludes. And then Land of the Lost came on. And here's where things went sideways.
Okay.
Because like the boys are like, what is this? Not in a what is wrong with you way, but like genuinely wondering what it is, right? And I'm trying to explain it to him, and Laura me and just leaves the room because she was no part of any of this nonsense. And then I find myself trying to, and it was one of the episodes where the Evolved Sleestack was in it and the Devolved Sleestacks was in it.
Oh.
And then I'm trying to explain like Sleestacks and like Shaka, and then the next episode starts, and they're like, I don't understand the premise. I'm like, well, watch the opening theme. That'll explain everything.
Pretty much.
We watch that with the wonderful CGI blue screen going over the falls thing, and they kind of get it. And the next episode, like Will and the dad go to like this valley full of fog, and there's some sort of craft that looks like a dirigible, and like this thing with like it's clearly like a morphs, like a green screen suit, right? With like disco balls on it. So all you see are the little shiny squares walking around. And then this woman miraculously shows up who was from the dad's hometown and went to the same high school. And it's like fairly high level, like, you know, sci-fi. And I'm like, who is feeding us this shit at 9:00 in the morning?
Sid and Marty Krofft, baby.
I'm like, but and I was flipping earlier. And like Saturday morning, they're showing the Far Out Space Nuts and the Lost Saucer. You know, the Jim Neighbors Ruth Buzzy vehicle.
No, I don't know anything about that one. What is it called?
The Lost Saucer. You'll remember it when you see the picture, I'm sure.
Well, that's the thing, because no, I don't remember that. And you know, I have that part of my childhood we spent overseas.
That's true. You were in Malaysia.
When people are like, "Oh yeah, you've seen Speed Racer," I'm like, "No, never seen it." And then I see Speed Racer, I'm like, "Oh, I've seen that. That's the car show. Why is it in English?"
It's fair. It's fair.
Yeah, there was like a couple of Hanna-Barbera cartoons that I, you know, because like you swear up and down, I saw it. There was a ghost that lived in a tree, you know, and he would come out and solve crimes because apparently there's just a lot of unsolved crimes back there in the 60s that you needed, you know, cars and talking dogs and tiny little inch-high guys and ants and gorillas.
Talking sharks.
Talking
sharks who walked on their fins on land. Yeah.
Some karate dog that, you know, talked like a scat man
and of course an entire family of Asian Americans with a magical van, as we previously discussed.
Charlie Chan and the Chan gang.
Chan Clan van.
That is a tongue twister that you are never. But wow, I am Ruth Buzzy and Jim Neighbors.
Yeah, yeah. And I believe they had like at least one teenage sidekick, and he looks like the if I remember correctly, because I haven't actually looked at the pictures, I'm going from memory alone. The chess piece was later reused in Holmes and Yo-Yo.
Really?
I'm just guessing, but look at it. Doesn't he have the giant like metal chess piece like Holmes and Yo-Yo?
And as we all know, that's like my favorite obscure John Shuck reference whenever you need one.
Why do you think I brought it up? Because if we can work a Holmes and Yo-Yo in, the whole conversation is worthwhile.
Oh my God.
Doesn't it look like the same chess piece?
It does, but it also looks like he's got 2 Texas Instrument calculators strapped to his chest,
Like I said,
like
I
the
haven't.
world's worst terrorist suicide bomb. He's gonna
Well,
blow
it
you up
was the
at now.
70s. That was cutting edge.
It's cutting edge. That's right. 2 little doors in his shirt. They open it up to a couple of whatever Texas Instruments math calculators, the super duper ones that could do calculus.
Yes. Well, that was the thing when I was watching Electro Woman and Dyna Girl. They had, by the way, so that's Deidre Hall as Electro Woman,
Uh-huh.
who's still on Days of Our Lives.
Yeah, because she she took some time off to pull off this trick, apparently.
No, and then Dyna Girl was on Room 222.
Oh, with
There's
our
a deep
woman
cut.
Florence from
No, that's
No, no.
227. Room
227.
222
Oh.
was one of those like late 60s, early 70s like teen angst live action shows. Anyway, I believe
Oh my God.
Kathy Valentine was on it. I'm gonna go real deep.
Okay. I remember Kathy Valentine. Oh, no, Karen Valentine. Wasn't
Karen
it?
Valentine. That's what I meant. Karen Valentine.
Karen Valentine being in an after school special where they showed a baby being born.
Whoa.
Do you remember that?
No. I didn't stay after school that day, apparently.
Variant Karen Valentine. Yeah, Love American Style. Who wasn't on that show?
Right.
Birth.
Well, at least there's truth in advertising.
Yeah, 76 years old. Wow, she looks like a corpse.
Well, she was always fairly emaciated, as I recall.
Yeah.
But anyway, but yeah. So, but the point of all that was Electro Woman and Dyna Girl. You know, they have their superhero like wrist things, and it's kind of like the Far Out Space Nuts or Lost House, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
The thing was like 2 inches tall and 6 inches long, metal box on their wrist with like the analog buttons that they would push something in, like the special effects would go wee 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 across the screen. I'm like, somebody just shoot their wrist. I mean,
well, yeah, Oh, okay. Maybe that Karen wasn't in that one. I'm trying to find the one. I swear to God, there was one where they, considered controversially at the time for videotaping a live birth, this ABC after school special.
when did it air?
If I say it out loud, we'll know how old we are.
Well,
1977.
77? Wow.
77. It was not Karen Valentine, but it was an after school special. My Mom's Having a Baby.
Okay.
Stars Lyndon Smith, Shane Sunutko, Jared Johnson.
Hold on. You broke up. You broke up when you said starring. Hold on. You said starring. Start again.
Starring Lyndon Smith, Shane Sunutko, Jared Johnson, and Jerry Mathers as the Beaver.
The Beaver. Oh, okay. You win tonight. That's it. We're done. Good night.
And here's what he did.
Oh, geez, Wally. It's so wet in here.
Put it back, Miss Cleaver.
Damn it.
No, Eddie.
With Eddie Haskell.
That was the show. It was an amazing time, the 70s.
They were very clearly odd. There was weird shit happening all the time.
All over the place.
Uh-huh. Wow. All right.
Wow.
We went even farther afield with that one than I thought we would.
Yes, we turned Holmes and Yo-Yo into an after-school, after-birth special.
Because that's what we do here on Slurp Toast. We make ourselves and our listeners uncomfortable at every possible opportunity.
I'd feel really old where they go, God, I remember that. Do you remember watching ever the Free to Be thing?
Hold on.
That makes me a little bit ill.
Had to do it. Sorry. Go ahead. Do I remember the what now?
The Free to Be. Did you ever have to watch those?
I don't remember that at all.
Marlo Thomas. It was like this long movie about it was okay to be who you were. And it would feature like Rosie Greer knitting with like a bunch of other football players, baby puppets. Didn't get to see them born. Free to Be You.
I feel like that's a follow up to the Rosie Greer episode. He was knitting the baby puppets.
Oh, yeah. Yes. You and Free to Be, you and Me turns 50. Nope. Wow.
Okay.
Or maybe it was I don't know. It was a TV movie. Yes. It helped challenge gender stereotypes. 1974. I'm going to shut up now.
Yeah, that math unfortunately is real easy, right?
Yep.
Yep. We're
Harry
done with that.
Belafonte was in it. Mel Brooks, Rita Coolidge, Roberta Flack, Rosie Greer as Rosie Greer, Chris Christopherson.
Well, that's when he and Rita Coolidge were a couple.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Nice job, Chris.
that was a hot couple back in the day, man.
Yeah, I would go with that. That would be sort of like a Russell and Goldie kind of a thing.
Yeah.
All hair and glorious beards.
And no buttons on the shirts anywhere. Either of them.
Either of them, yes.
Hers is knotted right about right just below her nipples, and which are very prominently displayed, I'm sure. It being the 70s and all.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. Yeah. Might be why our generation does not care.
It's entirely. I mean, obviously, the more I look at like the things that we were exposed to, and Laura and I have this conversation regularly. Things we were allowed to watch far too young.
Yeah, an after birth, after school special. It's one of those
Damn
things.
near every episode of Fantasy Island. The Love Boat, which was just gonorrhea on the high seas.
Starring everybody, special guest star Mac Davis and Don Knotts with Mel Tillis.
Compete to find out who can bed Susan Anton first.
My money's on Don Knotts.
Because that's how the Love Boat works.
That's right. Mr. Limpet's got it going on.
Oh.
He's got that fish thing, chicks dig.
And that's how you get the beaver.
That's how you get the beaver.
Yep, the episode has a new title.
That's how you get the beaver.
Yep.
It's 2 parts. Yeah, it's a drink. It's 2 parts Don Knotts, a little Mac Davis,
And a splash of Susan Anton.
a splash of Susan Anton.
Served straight up.
Served straight up. Yeah. Nope, not even over ice. 1 gulp. Oh,
And one of
down it
these.
goes. Hey, because that's like what every guest star on the Love Boat did at some point. Because Isaac did it all the time.
Right.
Guest stars and then
speaking of
chaos raids the boat and things get weird when the doctor turns out to be a criminal mastermind.
Oh, nicely done. Nicely done. For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, and I'm willing to bet there's a few, that was a Get Smart reference.
Oh,
And this is why we've been friends for as long as we have.
because it's just all this bubbling all this arcane knowledge just bubbles up.
Right.
I go and try and tell people at work the next day. It's like, you're in a good mood. It's like, yeah, person I did our show last night. And, oh, what'd you guys talk about? And you're like, oh, well, we made some Bernie Kepler jokes about Get Smart and then a Holmes and Yo-Yo reference, which is always a favorite. And their eyes, they don't really glaze over, but there's just this look of, I'm speaking utter gibberish.
This is the person I'm sharing oxygen with right now.
And they're looking at me like, it's funny to him.
As long as it keeps him entertained, I guess that's okay, right?
That's right. Holy
that's
shit.
It was, okay, one more and I'll be done with the weird 70s retrospective. But now it was the Saturday of Oscar weekend.
Mhm.
I remember there's a point to this story. I once again on Saturday gotten up with the dog. Laura sleeping. I'm flipping channels as I do. And I was on one of the streamings. I think it was Netflix. And I remembered all of a sudden that Black Belt Jones was streaming on Netflix.
Okay.
That's the blaxploitation kung fu movie starring Jim Kelly, the guy who's the African American guy in Enter the Dragon.
Oh, okay.
He got his own movie called
wow.
Black Belt Jones.
Son of a bitch has a comb in his hair. Nice.
and Ted Lang, aka Isaac, shows up in the movie as a young radicalized college thug trying to take on the local pool hall bad guy. Did not end well for Isaac. I think that's
Oh
why he
my
was on the
gosh.
boat.
He was
But
on
it's
the
like
boat
I'm
in
like,
hiding.
is that Isaac? He doesn't have the mustache, but I swear to God, that's Isaac. And then throughout that movie, people refer to the protagonist as either Jones or Black Belt. He didn't have a first name. He had a rank and a last name.
You know, wouldn't that be cool to go through life just people calling you like black belt?
That
If
would
you,
be
I mean, if you
actually
had him, it
be
would be cool.
badass.
Wouldn't
That's
it
what
be?
it would be.
Yo, black belt. Come chop some wood. Okay. Chop, 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 chop. Throw that up in the air, son. Hey, yeah. Kick it out of the air, kind of a thing.
The fight choreography was something. It was stiff in some
Stiff and
spots.
over exaggerated and kind of. I saw
The
Scatman Carruthers was in it
yeah
too.
the climb. Yes, I was going to bring that up. Yes, that's our second Scatman Crothers reference of the evening for those of you keeping score at home.
So since you watched it, does he like do a narration of the fight? Oh man, he gonna get him with his Hong Kong
no,
chop.
no.
He get him
Sadly,
with
no.
the egg noodle big rice-a-roni kick kind of a shit.
No, he did not. Sadly, Scatman, who owned the local
Oh
dojo,
no, he
owned
dies
the
early.
he owned the dojo in the African American neighborhood, but he got in some gambling trouble with the guy that owned the pool hall, and then the honky. Oh no, they were actually mobsters. Wanted to develop in that area. They were honky Italians, you know. The man,
The man,
and
aka
Scatman came to a unfortunate end.
screeching halt.
Yeah, which sort of mobilized Black Belt Jones, and the young Padawan, disciple was one of the kids from the White Shadow,
Oh wow.
and the climactic fight sequence with Black Belt Jones and his mama, not mother, but mama, against the Italians took place in a car wash, so there were bubbles everywhere. And I think it was to hide how stiff the fight choreography was, because people would disappear under the bubbles and come up a few minutes later. They go back under the bubbles, and then she was throwing people in the back of a garbage truck. So they were.
He clobbers the mob as Black Belt Jones. I'm gonna have to find the trailer because it's that like heavy duty.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, the heavy dub. Oh, I see. Wow. Holy cow. I have to watch this now.
It is perhaps the most 70s grindhouse movie of all time because it is the intersection of two genres. It is a blaxploitation movie and a chopsaki movie.
So in other words, it's Iron Man and Power Fist all rolled in one, and given what's her face's haircut.
Yes. Misty Knight.
Misty Knight's haircut. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It wasn't great, but I've always wanted to see it, and so I thought I'd watch it. And then so the reason it was important that was the Saturday of Oscar weekend was because later that day I watched Oppenheimer.
Oh, okay.
I'm a complicated man. No one understands me, not even my woman.
Is that describing your weekend or a line from the film?
Hey.
Because it could go either way.
Yeah. By the way, I know we've talked about this several times, but I had a change of heart on the Fantastic Four.
Casting?
I think Antonio Banderas is not the right man for the Silver Surfer. Or damn it, I blew it. Not the right person for Galactus.
Should be the Silver Surfer?
Yeah.
Oh,
to me, my board.
To me, my board. Basketball Jones. I have a Basketball Jones. Now we're going to go back to an old deep cut on our own show.
Yes. That's okay. That's good for the algorithm because then I can put a link to that episode.
We get bumped up.
Yeah. It's an internal link. It's good.
Basketball Jones. I got the Basketball Jones.
But I just had this just thought of your rendition of the Silver Surfer, and it made me think that maybe he would be better served as.
I'll take that. That would work. Then Doom's got to be Tommy Chong. Like, hey man, Richard, you're like cursed or something.
Galactus hungers, man.
Oh yeah, man, Galactus hungers. Ah.
Galactus has the munchies, man.
Hey Harold, is Dave there?
Hey, man.
That it calls his Harold Dave. That would be great. I am your
Oh,
Harold. No more.
my name
Galactus.
is Nolan Rod. Right, Dave.
But you can call me the Silver Surfer.
Well, as long as we're going back to old bits, did you see they released some new teams for the Copa this year?
Yes, you know what? I was going to bring that up because I looked. I was like, oh, it's Copa time, baby.
Yeah, I've been looking for the last couple of weeks, and I saw the other day. I was stupidly excited, and
Mhm.
I want a goldfish hat.
Oh yeah. I can see that because
Pescados
I do like
Dorado.
I like the fact that that there are some teams that just have basically that's it. That's our alternate, like
Yeah,
the mariachis, the chicharrones, the flying caracas or calacala, the
chancla, gringo,
chanclas. There you go.
chancla.
I couldn't remember the word, man. It's it's like one game a year. I've also noticed an abundance of teams named after cocktails.
Yes.
Team logo is a margarita glass and a baseball cap. Not sure how that works. Part of me is like, I want a churros jersey. It just says churros, San Jose churros.
I like the new skeleton dog that the
Yes.
El Paso team went to with the sombrero.
No, there's some fun one. It feels like they finally kind of found their groove.
Yeah.
Um, because I think
A few of them are. A few. Sorry, go ahead.
no, I was going to say because a few of those Copa teams early on were just kind of half-assed it. It's like, let's just translate our name into Spanish, and that's the thing.
Yeah. I like the lowriders one. Is it Fresno?
Fresno's Lowriders is a cool one. There's like two that are kind of like that.
The Brooklyn Hefes is pretty cool too, because they've got the Brooklyn Bridge with Hefes written across it in the
Yes.
wire work. That one I like a lot.
Okay, the Midland Amigos is the dog with the sombrero.
Oh, is it Midland? Oh, it's the Rock Hounds. That's right.
Uh-huh.
That's right.
The Perros Bomberos. Say that one 3 times quick.
The Fire Dogs.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
The
Testing my Spanish.
Duraznos de Roma, the peaches, which really
Okay.
it does kind of look like a butt with sunglasses.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Cafecitos is a good one.
Yeah.
Perros Calientes, the Mariachis de Nuevo Mexico. That team's rocked that one since the beginning.
Yeah. They got in. They got in early and got a good one.
Yeah, the Diamantes de Arkansas. That one hasn't changed much. The Paletes de Beloit.
Tim Beloit.
It's just like how you got this great, Luces de Buffalo.
I like the Durham Bulls, like Sugar Skull.
Cow.
Yeah. But I'm thinking this year's hat might have to be the Goldfish. I really like that one.
The Romberos, which are they're the bongo drums.
Well, all right.
All right. Las Piñatas. The Fundadores de Fredericksburg.
I like that one.
Lowriders de Fresno. That's
I like the Fundadores. I like that one a lot.
the Sugar Skull George Washington.
Yes.
To be honest, that should be a bit at that game where somebody comes out dressed as sort of like a whole mariachi Day of the Dead George Washington and throws fundadores bucks into the crowd that you can redeem at the concession
Yes.
stand.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yep.
And they would all have that little Sugar Skull George Washington on them. Oh my God, we were made for minor league baseball.
Yeah, we were. We are the target market for this stuff.
we are the target market for it, and we're likely to come up with some really kind of kick-ass promotions.
I used to really love fall baseball when the boys were in Little League because it was minor league teams. They did the major league teams for the regular season, and when we did the instructional league, we did the minor league team. So I got to pick the uniforms for several years. So
Nice.
yeah. Because the first year we played, I got stuck with the Lansing lug nuts, and I'm like,
Ew.
I'm trying to explain to 4 and 5 year olds what the hell a lug nut is. No,
Yeah. Oh,
You
did you
pick-
take him to lug nut school? Because it was lug nut day at tire school.
you pick the ones with the dogs and the things that kids under snakes, dogs. You don't pick lug nuts.
Sod podals.
I did get to help coach the Bulls before it was over with, so that was fun.
Oh, nice, nice, nice.
It helps be able to sign your own team, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, one year we were the Bats because I wanted that, and one year we were the Express because I wanted that.
The Tumba Vacas.
I'm going to spend all my Sunday up here. I'm going to be whoever I want to be.
Oh my God. This is fun. I do like the Copas things. Oh my God. There's a team that's the Papas Fritas.
The French fries?
Yeah. It's like a partner team. So I'm guessing it's probably one of those Pioneer Baseball League, the independents. About
Fun.
those Papas Fritas baseball. Oh shit. Buy Fritas merchandise here. Please be a hat. Please be just a fucking decal.
See, and I love the Express here. The Round Rock Express becomes the Chupacabras, right? I
Uh-huh.
love that. The merch is awful.
Yeah, but again, it might be like just because it's you and me, the only big guys out there really championing this stuff. Although I wear my Chicharrones hats to games all the time. That and the El Paso Chihuahuas,
That's a good one.
which isn't the Copa team, it's the regular team.
Right. Yes.
I was on a sales call with somebody. I was like, "Where you at?" He's like, "Oh, El Paso, Texas." I was like, "Hey, go Chihuahuas." He was like, "You know about them?"
See.
It's like, "Yeah, I've heard about the running of the Chihuahuas."
I looked one time to see if it was possible to do like a minor league road trip in Texas, and there are several teams you could do it. It'd be a long fucking couple of weeks, but you could do it because there's
Oh,
one
yeah.
here, there's one in Frisco, which is Dallas. There's El Paso. There's Midland. There's more that I'm forgetting. Amarillo. I don't know, but yeah, there's 5 or 6 like just in Texas. That's a lot of miles, though.
That is, yeah, there's a lot of Texas to cover.
Yeah.
The Winston-Salem salsa,
Salsa.
which looks kind of like an Olmec kind of Indian head with 2 Doritos chips inside.
Okay.
It's a rather strange yet alluring logo.
Okay. We are off the rails. I should have planned this better and had some pictures. But I'll just put a link to the actual page in the
There we
show
go.
notes.
Next week we'll just scroll logos by.
We could do that. We could do another logo show.
We could do another logo show. Yes. Oh, we've shot the wad anyway.
No, we haven't because we've shown no pictures.
Oh, that's right. It's just us going, that looks really cool.
Yeah. So, well, okay. So next episode, in anticipation of opening day, we'll do a Copas show.
Nice.
I'll get together a little slideshow. We'll talk about some of our favorites because it's a smaller pool than all of minor league baseball, which has some spectacular ones, but we won't go that deep.
No.
Hey, I want to try something. You ready? Hold
Okay.
on.
Go for it.
Hold on. I got to find the right button here. Hold on.
A fancy entrance for what's on your desk.
Damn it. Don't ruin my shit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was a guest. I just made that up.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, what?
What's on your desk?
Oh, wow. Glad you asked.
Okay, I'm officially doing that from now on, by the way.
Hey, wait a minute. Do it this way. Just surprise me. Like if we're in the middle of a bit,
I'll-
just fire it off.
I'll just hit the sound effect and pop up the banner. You won't know it's coming.
So we'll just be chit-chatting along, talking about our favorite John show.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
What's on your desk?
Okay. Well, if you saw that I did go to Tennessee last week,
I did saw that.
then you will also know that on my way back, we stopped in Metropolis, Illinois,
I did see that.
the home of Superman. And interestingly enough, in Southern Illinois, you can do the Superman statue. There's also a Lois Lane statue in that town. And if you go up the river to Chester, Illinois, there is the Popeye Trail of Characters, which is a whole bunch of, it's a big bronze statue of Popeye because Chester Gould was from there.
Okay.
And then I guess it's a whole collection of statues of Bluto and Olive Oil. And I would like
The
to go.
Jeep?
And that's why I want to go. I want to go and get a picture of the Jeep.
So
So
use for that sound effect.
there we go. So anyway, Metropolis, Illinois, total, I mean, it's a total tourist trap, but it's just like 15, 18 foot tall bronze statue of Superman in the town
Right.
square. And on one side of the town square is like it's art antiques, but it's really like a toy collector's type of thing. Some cool stuff. He's trying to build out like a comic book shop. Then just down the street across from the statue is the Superman Museum.
And right across
Which
from
we-
that is the Lex Luthor Museum.
Well, as we were driving into town, Krista, we didn't see the logo on the building, but it kind of like looked like an L. So she goes, "What's that?" I'm like, "Oh, LexCorp." She's like, "No." It's like the orthopedic. Anyway, there's a Superman museum, which we didn't do the tour because we needed to get back. But they had a shit ton of Superman collectibles, as it were. And as you and I have talked about these in the past,
Oh man.
it
Nice.
is the DC Direct New Gods
Oh,
Jack Kirby-esque Superman.
nice.
Isn't that just
That is badass.
it is I call him like Superman Masfeo. Because he's got that ugly, Kirby, blocky
Everything.
everything, yeah. But anyway, no, it was on the shelf. It was in the package. Package was messed up, so they gave me a deal on the box, and I was more than happy to take this off their hands.
Superman came home.
Superman came home. Yeah, I mean they
So
had.
now
Like,
you have that one and Light. You have Light Ray.
no,
you
I have Barda and Miracle.
Oh, that's right. I didn't know you got Barda. Nice.
Yeah, it like popped up on eBay for like next to nothing. And I was
Maybe,
like,
maybe I saw the Light Ray at ABC here. I'll have to go back and look
yeah.
because I've seen the Light Ray somewhere. Well,
But I mean, it's just yeah.
that's fun.
It was a good find. And it's like the only Superman figure I will ever own
Right.
because it is Superman Masfeo.
Well, mine is before we go into mine. I saw a rumor yesterday that that Henry Cavill is going to be in the Deadpool Wolverine movie.
Okay.
Potentially as a Wolverine, which is interesting if they switch them, right? If like they trade off Jackman for Cavill.
Yeah.
But I was always hoping against hope that they would cast Henry Cavill as Hyperion and make him the evil Superman, but they're not going to do that.
That
But
would
anyway,
be funny.
wouldn't it though? That's so inside baseball, but it would be amazing. And I personally think they're leaving money on the table by not doing a Squadron Supreme movie just because they could poke fun at all the foibles of the DCEU.
And that would be the time to do it after,
Right. Yeah.
That'd be cool. So
Anyway.
what you got on your desk?
Hey. Well, mine is of a similar vein.
Okay.
Mine came about because we were cleaning out rooms while the boys were home, and things that the boys had asked for me were being returned. So I got this back.
Oh man.
The Silver Surfer Beta Ray Bill is back in my possession.
Which
And
is
complete.
like 9 inches tall.
Yeah.
Completely unposable.
The cape doesn't stay on for shit because it's got those little back pegs, which are
But such
stupid.
a cool sculpt. Such a
Yeah,
cool sculpt.
and Stormbreaker is just awesome.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so Beta Ray Bill has come home to the man cave. I'm gonna get some shelves and hang them on this wall over here.
Uh-huh.
I may reorient things a little bit, but I'm gonna get some shelves and put them over there, and then things will be appearing there, so they're
I
visible.
like it.
But yeah, so Beta Ray Bill, that's on my desk.
That was a fun.
I'm done now.
That was a fun figure. I had one of those.
That was a cool line, and ironically, I bring that one in today. When today apparently is the day that the X-Men cartoon relaunched, and I couldn't care less because I didn't care for that. But that's the same time frame when we had that, and they took that flyer on that weird Fantastic Four cartoon.
Mhm.
And the Silver Surfer cartoon, and there was an Iron Man one around there too.
Yep.
All kind of cool figures came out of all that. Even like X-Force, there were some cool X-Force figures back at that.
Yeah.
juncture.
It's kind of weird when you look at okay, so these are stylized, they're Jack Kirby-esque, and it's like, that would be a cool line to see. I think action figure collectors kind of don't maybe appreciate the same aesthetics like that you or I might.
Right.
I like your Justice League Unlimited figures are fantastic because it's like 90% of the DCU in one format.
Yeah, right. And they go together. They
They
match.
go together and they just all match. I would love to see like a Captain America or, some of those early X-Men, Toad just Fantastic Four in this style, I think would be fun. But I don't think that anybody's got the guts to do it because McFarlane seems to be the way everybody's going to go, which is I saw the Calabac figure at the Superman store.
The one that I have?
Yeah. And I was just like, my God, that thing has to weigh 2 pounds, 3 pounds.
This is amazing.
I did not realize, okay, even
hold
though
on.
you have it in front of you and it hides your face. Yeah,
Here's your scale. Hold on.
Oh my God.
And that actually works in scale, right?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I saw that at the Superman thing. It was just like, oh my God, Bruce completely did not sell that.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And speaking of figures, I sent you the link to the next round that the Power Town people are doing in the old AWA Rimco style, and I really want to buy that missing link.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's that moral imperative type stuff.
Yeah, I wasn't even considering the Hacksaw Doug until I realized he comes with a Mid-South North American title belt.
What about a 2x4 and a flag?
The trapezoidal one,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's the accessory for Hacksaw, and I'm like,
Oh damn. Yeah, you can get a little plastic 2x4 anywhere.
Yeah, that's right. Probably have one in a box somewhere. So I may be placing a pre-order for those guys. I haven't decided yet.
That's fun. That's
the missing link. The missing link would look really good with Calabac and Beta Ray Bill. It's an interesting triptych.
It is. Yeah, I like putting those together in those little pairs and groupings that make no sense to anyone but you.
Right.
Why do you have the Pringle guys with Moon Knight? Because you snack on Pringles at night. Come on.
Work with me here.
That's just really that hard to figure out.
It was funny that you mentioned the McFarlane figures because I'm looking for the Dead Man because it looks really cool. Right.
Is it one of the bigger ones?
Yes.
Okay.
But all I keep seeing is Animal Man, which makes no sense as an action figure.
No.
I think it comes with like a cat. I'm like, everybody is thinking of the Grant Morrison run on Animal Man, which had nearly nothing to do with that figure, right? It's the same reason it doesn't make any sense that there's a JLU Animal Man
Yeah,
because
it's just a dude.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. Oh, that dead man is badass.
yeah, that's the only one of those I'm even remotely interested in. But
That's the gold label.
yeah, that's going to be a $30 figure probably. But I haven't bought an action figure since I bought Calabac, so I'm good.
Well, that's the thing, man. You go in and like all those McFarlane's, like I thought about doing the Build-A-Figure Atrocious.
Oh, that'd be fun.
And so GameStop has like buy two, get one free, right? So you're like going, there's 4 figures in the thing. So I could buy all 4 figures for $60. And then I take the parts out and I could resell the figures because I don't want any of those other figures. I'm trying to do the math is like, do I go drop the money, build my figure, sell those guys and kind of offset the cost? Or do I just like go online and buy the pieces of the parts?
I did that similar math with the larger sized Batman the animated series where the Build-A-Figure was the Condiment King.
Oh,
And I was like, oh, and I was in a Target one day and they had all 4 of them, and I'm like, oh, damn it. I
and
didn't
then
buy
you,
them.
huh? You
I didn't buy them.
No, good for
I
you.
wasn't sure I wanted Condiment King that bad. Because for the simple reason that it would be out of scale with the rest of those figures, right? Because they're bigger. So he would be Condiment King would be King Kong size next to all the JLU figures that he's supposed to go with. So yeah, I skipped that.
But that's okay. You now have 4 of the upsized McFarlane figures.
Yeah, but they're all It was a Batman, Robin, Scarecrow, and Mr. Freeze.
Mhm.
The Mr.
Yeah.
Freeze was the only one of the 4 that really interested me.
Uh-huh. But then you're like, well, then I've got his torso. I
Yeah.
don't have his condiments. He's not really a king without those bottles. So, oh well.
So, my wife just sent me a text that I don't understand at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, whatever. So what else is going on in your world? We've just been kind of like shotgunning this bad boy.
Well, that's okay. Shotgunning's not a problem. No, that I mean, we had to kind of come back. I went to a Buc-ee's. Let's go with that.
Oh yeah, how was your trip to Buc-ee's?
Okay. It says a lot about how much there is to do in this town that was a highlight of our trip. You get in the car and drive a half a mile or half an hour to a Buc-ee's. You know, and you just like kind of come
Wait,
upon
how? What you say?
half an hour from where my parents live to get to the Buc-ee's.
Oh,
We made
okay.
a special trip to go to Buc-ee's. Which, I don't know what to expect because I see guys wearing the shirts and everybody one opens, everybody's like, oh my God, we're getting a Buc-ee's. And you're like, it's a big quick trip, 7-Eleven. Oh my God. It's like
It's not.
7-Eleven has been force fed steroids and HGH since it was a baby. And I mean, my dad's like, oh, it goes, there's 170 gas pumps. You're like, okay, that's an abstraction until you get there and you're just like, my God, there's so many gas pumps.
People lose their mind in those parking lots.
It's insane. And
I try to avoid the gas pumps if I can, because that's just like a road rage shooting accident waiting to happen in Texas, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah. But we went there and, took pictures. My niece and nephew, the little guys, stuck their arms in Bucky's mouth and pretended to be bit by the beaver like I was. I thought John Hunter, or whichever one said you're a werebeaver now.
That was funny as
That
hell.
was that was good.
That was funny as hell.
But yeah, nothing prepares you. You kind of like go in it, and it's part of it's like a small Walmart, because it's got all the souvenirs and Yeti coolers and hunting stuff. And then there's like a whole section of Bucky's branded merchandise.
Yes, and we discovered on one trip they had their pharmacy section is about that big on the same aisle as the automotive supplies. Laura needed like a band-aid or something on, and we stopped because there's like I think 3 between my house and my parents' house.
Oh my.
I mean, it was,
Oh my.
well, they started in Brazoria County, which is the county that we lived in before we moved to Austin. So they're
Okay.
like, and there's actually in Pearland, the city we used to live in, there's like a 7-Eleven size one. Like if
Oh,
they took over an old convenience store, and it's Bucky's branded, but it's just normal size, right?
okay.
But yeah, there's one. Let's see, there's one in Bastrop, and then there's one in Katy, and then there's one in Pearland. So yeah, there's at least 3 between in the 3-hour trip between my house and my parents' house. There's at least 3. So
You can
I
gorge
remember,
yourself on the brisket.
huh?
Just-
It's okay. It's hit or miss. It's been hit or miss for me. Some days it's really good. I've had a couple of instances where it was not good at all.
well, and that's the thing. I watched them make it, and you're kind of like going, okay, the cut of meat is irrelevant, because we're chopping up gristle kangaroo,
Yeah,
but we're going to load up so much sauce and so much spice on it. It's frog.
and we're gonna cook it for 80 hours.
Slow
It's gonna
at
fall apart.
175 degrees.
Yeah,
So we're
yeah.
just ahead of the
Salmonella.
rot. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, then
There's
they just chop it all up, and because I mean, you take a bite and you're like, oh, this is actually pretty good, and then you realize, well, it's because I'm eating like 4 different barbecue sauces all mixed together with a little meat for texture.
and a little bit of fat
A
to make
little
it
bit of
slide
fat,
down.
you could be eating raccoon.
There's,
And at this point, I'm just going to keep changing the species. Of
I
meat.
know it's bat. Like that scene from Anchorman 2.
It's ground
Uh,
meat. Oh, you mean beef? No, meat.
that's a Roseanne reference, I believe.
Thank you. I've got some. I did that joke, and they're like, no, I think it's beef. I'm like, no, it's never mind.
Yeah, now I'm doing the math going north because there's at least 3 between here and Dallas, 2 taking the boys back and forth to school. And like when we were mid-pandemic, post-pandemic, I would not stop at Buc-ee's because I'm like, that is just ground
Recipe for
zero
disaster.
for a super spreader event. I'm not going near that place. Nope.
No, I had a moment like that at the local Walmart during the pandemic, the early days when they
Uh-huh.
weren't quite enforcing masks and whatnot. I get out of my car, I'm walking to the door, this car pulls in front of me. It's like a clown car. It's a little tiny, Chevy Geo, whatever, the smallest Chevy that they make. And like 6 people climb out of this car. They're
Ugh.
all coughing and hacking and wheezing. There's not a mask in sight. They're kind of like blowing their, wiping. I just spun it around, got back in the car. Yes, I need toilet paper, but not that bad. I've got old books.
Too bad they stopped making phone books, right?
Exactly. Toilet's clogged. Oh, Mr. Smith, you bet.
Should not use that Roto-Rooter page.
Ooh, it came back and bit us in the ass.
I was going to say something before you started talking about Buc-ee's, but I don't remember what it was now. Buc-ee's is always fun.
Yeah, no, I ended up buying one of the Buc-ee's bobbleheads.
Of course you did.
Yeah, and I told my wife I'm going to put it in our bedroom so I can watch us. No.
I have a Buc-ee's Tervis. I'm drinking iced tea. The beaver's staring at me. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Is it sweet tea?
More T, more capital T. So one of the girls at work, her son's like 15, I think, 14 or 15, right?
Right.
And so I walk in and Frank is like, he goes, ask.
Hold on. We have to say goodbye to our Instagram followers. We're going to lose them in about 25 seconds. So thanks for the last hour, Instagram. We'll catch you next time.
Holmes and Yo-Yo.
That's your new sign off.
That's right. Holmes and Yo-Yo, baby.
All right, go ahead. You were saying somebody
That's
you
too
work
bad that
with.
the Instagram is leaving because her son's girlfriend's mom, her side hustle.
Drag it out. Drag it out. Two more. And her side hustle. That's it.
Her
Okay.
side hustle.
There you go.
Foot pics.
Oh yeah.
So we've been joking all day about, you know, her making a couple of, she goes, I got 2 friends. It'll be 3 chicks and 30 toes. I said, if you wake up in the middle of the night and you find like that your feet are uncovered and covered in mayonnaise, you know the boy is up to no good. So then I told her, I go, here's what we're going to do. Because she said, my mom might want to work here. And I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. I was like, you know what, though? If she does, tell her that it's okay not to go around in shoes. Like if you're at your desk, take your shoes off. And what we'll do is we'll come by and we'll just like take little side shots and we'll post them on sneakyfeet.com that they're, instead of like upskirts, they're like down shoes or something.
Toe cleavage.
Frank told her to get some little googly eyes and put them on her toenails. Like 10 little piggies ready to go.
Back in the early days of OnlyFans is when I was working at eBay, and one of the girls in my training class had just gotten divorced and had 2 kids, and she was talking about starting an OnlyFans or OnlyFeets or whatever. And I'm like, well, you know what you should do? Is you sign up, you're the face, and then we send them pictures of my feet. Let's just find out how kinky they are.
Man,
that was met with more than a few rounds of applause, by the way.
Her face is divine, but she's got hair on her toes.
She's a fucking hobbit. I don't understand that. I still think that would be a brilliant idea, by the way.
Oh my God. Yes. Pick your model.
Yeah. Pick your model.
And then hot girls. And then just,
crusty man feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just see what happens. This is an experiment. Nothing more than that.
You might find out more about the human race that you really want to know.
It might be the end of me. Yes.
It should kind of be like, wow, when did
that wasn't supposed to happen.
We need to find God.
Well, he wears sandals, so I don't know if that's any better.
Yeah. So little sunburned toes, the feet of God, little, hole in the middle where you can see through.
Hey, Jesus, eclipse.
Yeah. You roll up the dollar bills, stick them in the little, shit. What is that called? The thing?
Stigmata.
Stigmata. There you go.
Yeah, that's the ticket.
That's the ticket. That's great.
What do you call it?
Stigmata? Stigmata? Oh God, there's another routine that we did, another riff we did at work that I can't do. It's so awful. I can't do it here.
Okay, that's fair. Wow. Our bar's pretty low, but okay.
Oh yeah, this one was so far over the lines.
All right, then we'll save that for off air. You can tell me later in private. I want to complain about QuickBooks for a minute because I'm annoyed.
I can't believe you guys use QuickBooks, not like real accounting software.
Yeah, I'm over the QuickBooks. It's because all the accounts were like synced, right? So the credit card were feeding in transactions, and then QuickBooks stopped talking to Amex, or vice versa. They broke up, and then all the transactions started coming in wonky. And I had this like $60,000 credit on the QuickBooks account that I kept trying to figure out where it came from, and for the last weeks, perhaps months, I've been trying to sort this out, right?
Oh man.
And we're in the middle of our audit now, and the auditors are like, what is this? And I'm like, well, funny you should ask, because I don't know. I'm working on it. So I've been building out this spreadsheet, cross-referencing do try to blah, blah, blah. This morning I was like, all right, I got to figure this out. I kind of figured out what the problem was, but I didn't know where I need to isolate my search, right? So when I went into this morning, I had a $66,000 credit. When I left this afternoon, I had a $1,400 credit. So,
All right then.
so what was happening was QuickBooks will, if it can't find the matching transaction, it will then send in a transaction. So there was duplicate credits on the account. And so I built out this chart, and then like I made a graph. I'm like, okay, every month, where does the dip come in? Where okay, that's where I start. And then I take that one out, and the chart goes up. And then there's another dip. Okay, we go there. Oh, there's the transaction. Back up.
Nice.
Like, yeah. Just like I had to visualize it because I couldn't. I'd looked at it so much and for so long, it was all blurring, right?
Oh yeah.
So
it becomes an abstraction.
yeah.
You're just like because I tell people, I jokingly say I can read Matrix because they're like, I'm looking for something that has a different file name than the other 400 files in there. So all I'm really looking for is the name that's too long.
Right.
I'm just looking for extra characters. I'm not looking for an actual file name. You're just like, oop, that one's long. There
You're
it
looking
is.
for a deviation.
A deviation. You build a graph, you look for the dip, you find the dip, there's your problem.
Yep. And then you go, okay, so there's the payment I made, and there's another payment that. Oh, wait, okay, so that one's in the bank account. That one's not in the bank account. That one's got to go. Void. Click. Boop.
We're balanced, baby. We're balanced.
We're balanced enough.
All the imaginary money is in the right spot.
Yeah. I'm curious now that you said that. What accounting software do y'all use?
Oh, it's dedicated to the construction industry.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so and which is dumb because it's just accounting software. There's nothing special about
It's not like an ERP or anything. It's just a.
We refer to it as an ERP, but I mean, it's
Yeah,
called Sage, and
Oh, okay. I know Sage. Yeah.
and that's the thing. It's like it was built originally for construction, but let's be honest.
That's what we were using before QuickBooks, as it turns out.
Accounting is all. Doesn't matter what the industry is.
No, it doesn't.
There's nothing unique about debits and credits in charts of accounts.
It's only about where you put the money, where you put the numbers. It's
exactly
where it flows through. Yeah.
Is it a job cost? Is it a cost
exactly?
I mean,
is it our big things are deferred revenue and prepaid expenses because we have all the events and we have membership dues. So my predecessor had all these wonky spreadsheets that I have just have been the bane of my existence. Like, why am I having to keep this spreadsheet if it's in QuickBooks?
Exactly. Dump it.
I'm like, finally said, look, here's how this should work for all these deferred revenue things. We should have a sub account under deferred revenue for each one of these. So you move it there until you need it, and then you move it back.
There we go.
And it zeroes out, and I don't have to try and keep track of another spreadsheet every fucking month when I can do it there. And then literally this morning, I'm not gonna do that. Never mind. Never mind. But anyway, so yeah, I'm slowly been tweaking things. And as I was going through the Amex today, I realized in the middle of last year we added a second account for office purchases, right? Well, it had gotten, and this one was on me because it happened in the middle of my tenure, but it should have been a separate account instead of a sub account. So I had to move that around and so things flow to the right place, so it's not all dumping into the same account. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I like tidy little spots. I'm like, I want it where I can find it. And so it makes sense to me.
Well, one of the things I've had to do, we have to do requests for proposal, requests for qualifications. And every now and again, you get one that's like a real crawl up your butt kind of a thing, But my favorite is the one that says, we want to see your audited financials. Not a problem. Here they are. And then the next worksheet is figuring out all the ratios. And it's like, so the first time I did it, I was like, okay. And I looked everything up and I learned about the ratios and I learned about this. And now I'm seeing it, and it's just like going, I'm just going to write C attached because
You can do the math as well as I.
yeah. And if you don't want to do the math, that's not my fault. I shouldn't have to. If you want the math, you don't get the financials. If you want the financials, you don't get the math. It's pretty simple.
You've got all the information one way or the other. Which way do you
Yeah.
want it presented? Yeah.
Unless you're a dummy like me who doesn't know what any of this means and has to look it up on Wik accounting or something like that.
Well, and I feel like an
I
idiot
did. I
some days
found
when
an
I'm going,
accounting
I
site.
want to
I'm
have
like,
to look up like stupid QuickBook tutorials to figure out why this isn't working, right? I'm like, I should know this. This is what I do every day, but QuickBooks is wonky as fuck, and sometimes it does stupid shit. For instance, here's a good one. You'll like this one. My previous counterpart had set up when we send out invoices, it's like an automatic email. It's got the letter attached. Still under her signature block because I can't find it.
oh, it's one of those where you have to like go into programs, profiles, roaming profiles.
I have looked. I have gone to message boards. I have called their support team, and no one can tell me where the setting for this thing is. And my boss keeps going, "Have you fixed that yet?" I'm like, "I can't find it. Nobody can find it. I don't know." The other person was in the office one day. I'm like, "Where is this?" "I don't know." Great. So I've been there like 18 months. We're still sending out emails with this person's name who's been gone for almost 2 years because I can't find this setting to fix it.
Yeah. Again, is it like? Nah, I'm not going to do that. You're going to get me out the rabbit hole. Now I'm going to be
No,
like,
don't. You don't do that because I know how you. Let's not do that. Let's talk about King Kong's Infinity Gauntlet.
yeah. Okay. So yeah, I know. I saw the Funko Pops for Godzilla versus King Kong, and
Yeah.
you've got like the big sleeping. Anyway, and I'm like, why does he have a robot hand?
I'm sure it will be
Or
explained, but even I am concerned. I, who will watch pretty much anything with that damn monkey in it, am like, that might be a bridge too far. I don't know.
yes, I know exactly what you're talking about, and it's just kind of like I have a feeling that whatever reality they're trying to create, whatever world building they're doing, is going to be blown out of the water when the monkey comes up with a robot gauntlet and does some weird Transformer shit. And one half of the audience is going to be like, "Yeah, robot monkey," and the rest of us are going to be like, "What the fuck?"
Right? Kong don't need no glove.
That's right. No monkey glove for the monkey love. Do it, yeah. Oh wow, yeah. If he goes up and does a styling and profiling, woo, and then he kind of struts around the thing, slides his feet back and forth, and then elbow smash right on the top of Godzilla's head.
Oh,
That would be
he's
awesome.
loading the monkey glove.
He's loading the monkey glove. He's got it hidden back behind him, kind of like hiding it.
I just okay.
Now you
speaking
want to
of-
see the movie.
now I kind of do. It's kind of okay. see, now-
Godzilla's breaking out the monkey love.
watch this segue. Like I wanted to see Statham super punch the Meg. I want to see the monkey glove. I watched The Beekeeper.
Okay, there we go.
There it is.
And
I thoroughly enjoyed that stupid movie. There's a lot of John Wick.
okay,
There's a lot of Jason Bourne.
okay.
There's just a Susan Anton of being there. That's a new unit of measure on the podcast.
That's right. It's how you
Just-
mix a drink. It's
just
two
a-
Don Knotts, one Mac Davis, and a splash of Susan Anton.
So, I mean, it was a Jason Statham movie with a lot of people slumming. Jeremy Irons was in it.
Oh my God.
Minnie Driver was in it. Josh Hutcherson was in it.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
But entertaining.
Oh yeah, certainly worth a rental, a streaming rental, $4. Yeah, I think I ended up having to buy it, but the
Okay.
boys were home and they wanted to see it too. So whatever, I own Beekeeper. I'll give you my Amazon password. You can watch it. Save yourself $4.
So I can foot $4.
All right. Well, don't say I didn't offer.
I'm looking up Kong with his big giant transformer arm, just wondering what the fuck is this about.
The other thing that the boys and I did, we watched a little Mid South while they were home.
Nice. I
And
started
so they-
watching those too. I forgot how fun they were.
They were fun. I told them if they're going to watch them independent of me, they need to watch them in order because it is a word that's escaping me at the moment.
It's world building. It
Yeah.
builds the Mid South universe, as it were.
The
We're here
Watts-
with
the
Ernie
Wattsverse.
Ladd. Yeah, the Wattsverse. I'm here with big Ernie Ladd, the big cat. And
I'm
I
gonna
love
fight a man to make love to a woman.
But I love listening to him like trying to build up, Jenny Jabroni. It's like, yeah, he's sneaky like that. He's got skills. The man he's like a tiger. He's a chained tiger walking. But I'm the big cat. And I'll take him down. Oh,
I showed them one of the first episodes that's on Peacock.
mhm.
They hyped it for weeks. I remember it was Ernie Ladd and the Samoans
Oh,
against
nice.
against the dream team of Junkyard Dog, Andre the Giant, and Dusty Rhodes.
Oh my. Oh my.
So that was the first time they'd ever actually seen Dusty wrestle, and it's a shortish match, right? But Dusty got the elbow in,
Uh-huh.
and then Andre did the most terrifying second rope splash I've ever seen.
Jesus, that's a lot of weight to come on, Jim.
And he didn't quite make it all the way up to the second rope. It honestly looked like he slipped off and just kind of fell splatted on the Samoan. And I'm
Oh,
not sure.
man.
So yeah, that's how that one ended. And then I went ahead and found the Terry Taylor Adrian Street match because I had to.
Ah,
And I had told them about Adrian Street. They had seen, I think, when I've shown them one of the videos, right?
Mhm.
I think imagine what I could do to you or one of those.
yes.
But to see that versus seeing the presentation in the ring, the skipping around
And then
the,
ding, 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 and he comes at you like a rabid dog.
yes,
it's like that ding sets off some
he
Pavlovian.
comes in like the S&M bondage gear, and his homely wife is taking it off of him and spritzing him with the atomizer.
Yeah,
and,
and he's doing the whole frou
Yes.
frou stuff.
and he leans back in the ropes and kicks his legs out. And then you're right. And then it's like a buzzsaw.
Ding, ding, shroom.
It's just beating the piss out of Terry Taylor before he kisses him.
Oh, he kisses.
It's one of my
Oh.
all-time favorite wrestlers. He truly is.
Oh, mine too. But I always like the bizarro gimmicks.
Oh yeah,
The one thing that I thought was funny was Precious Paul Ellering, who's like an early version of Jesse with the big Elton John
the
sunglasses.
tie-dye.
And a little leaping Lanny Poffo is like every goddamn thing he says is a couplet and it rhymes. And you're like, oh my God, I'm watching Gutfeld
And he's
trying to
still
be
got
funny.
a really heavy Boston accent.
Yes,
Yes.
in Mid-South.
Yes, before he became all erudite and with his Wall Street Journal. That was always a weird transition for me. It wasn't as weird as the Shawn Michaels one, but I remember like him having the thing with the Iron Sheik with the clubs, and then all of a sudden he shows up with the Road Warriors in a suit, and I'm like, hold on,
That guy-
wait, can we talk about this
Can we get
at
a
all?
replay? Yeah.
I mean, no one ever questioned why the guy that was the manager of the Road Warriors was called Precious Paul. It just okay, sure, why not?
Sure. Let's run with it. These two animals behind me.
Yeah.
We're coming after you. And when we're done with you, we're coming after your families.
We snack on danger and we dine on death.
There's something to be said for that era because it's pre-attitude, it's everybody's on the same show,
Yeah.
and just
Well, the boys
you
were
know.
interested. Yeah, the boys were interested because we had seen the Iron Claw over Christmas.
Uh-huh.
And so I was trying to explain how the territory system was set up, right?
right.
And
Good luck. Well, actually, it's not that hard. It's just
it really isn't. They
it's the
got
S-
it. I mean, they
it's
totally
college
understood.
football. It's the
The-
SEC, the Big 12, the
You're right.
Pac-10.
You're actually that's a very good analogy. But I was like, it wasn't. It was, and I told him I was like, now the live events are to drive the show on TV. Back
Mhm.
then, the TV show was to drive people
the
to the
live
live events. They flipped the model at some point,
Mhm.
but guys wouldn't stay in the same place forever. They weren't on the same TV show all the time, and so they could go and reinvent themselves, tweak their character, whatever, right? And so people moved around. It stayed fresher,
Yeah.
and
Razor
they got
Ramon, Scott Hall. They look so much alike.
it. The Diamond Stud. What else was he? Magnum Scott Hall. He had many names.
I always like Dusty and Magnum TA in those giant ass fur coats.
Oh
like
God, that's
two
awesome.
like two drunken bears.
He's
Ladies,
so pretty. He's
They're
so pretty.
That's right. This weekend at the McNeil Boys Club, we're taking it
Omni in
to
Atlanta.
Rock and Roll Express.
Yeah. So they're very interested in, like, we kind of looked through what they have on there.
Mhm.
And so, like, I'm like, okay, so this is the one that was in Dallas. This is the Von Erichs. Y'all know some of this. Mid South, we've talked about probably ad nauseum in your life. Mid Atlantic is where you're going to see Ric Flair develop. So that's
Okay.
on there. And ECW is on there. And they were very interested in ECW. And I thought I would start watching it because I never saw any of that.
Okay.
Because for whatever reason, Houston never carried it, right?
Okay.
But it
Are
was
we talking the early ECW stuff?
well, that's the thing. It starts when it's like a crummy territory.
Okay.
Like, I watched the first episode and, like, it's not good. It's not Extreme Championship Wrestling. So I need to figure out exactly where that transition takes place, where it
when
goes
the
from being
switch got flipped.
yeah, and
That's right.
because that's you did. You did. So yeah, I gotta figure out, like, can I look at the dates and figure out where I want to start, because I cannot go through 60 episodes of what I watched that one day. I can't do it.
So what is Mid Atlantic? Is that going to be Carolinas?
Yes,
or
Carolinas.
Tennessee,
gonna be-
Kentucky, maybe, or not that far north?
No, it's like the Carolinas and Virginia, maybe mostly the Carolinas. Yeah, and that's where Flair kind of got his start, and you'd see Ricky Steamboat and some
Okay.
of those guys. Yeah.
No, but and we've talked about this outside of this, about how the territories gave people a chance to grow and build and, develop, as
Yeah.
opposed to, watching them on Raw and then get traded to whatever the fuck the other show is,
SmackDown. Yeah.
SmackDown. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
And then staying way too too far past the expiration date of the
Yeah.
gimmick.
I have never. I mean, I understand why, because Vince McMahon was an egomaniac, but they have the reach, they have
Fun
the
McMahon.
finances. Mr. Poop on your head.
Mr. We will find the Zorro and we will stop him, and the Southern California will be ours. That's every time I see
Generalissimo.
Generalissimo McMahon. Yes.
Vicente.
That people, they love me. They're burning him in effigy in the square. It's a dude with a sword slashing Z's all over the fucking place.
What was I going to say? Oh, with their reach and their financial position, I've never understood why they don't. Well, because I do, because Vince killed it, but do a territorial thing, right?
Or at least use the territories as a minor league system.
Yeah, I mean, and then feed it into your main
Into your
product.
main event, yeah.
But then
And
you build local loyalty to these guys, and you can move them around.
And then when you do your house show in North Carolina,
He's one of their guys.
he's one of their guys, and the heat's there.
Yeah.
Well, Vince is no more. Generalissimo
Vicente.
Vicente McMahon.
McMahon. So
is
yeah,
out there
well,
trying to
they're
carve
owned.
up
They're owned by
Mexico.
UFC now anyway. So who the hell knows what's going to happen?
Everyone's going to shave their head and look like Dana White. Bring Jim Ross out of retirement, shaved head.
He's an AEW.
Okay, all right. Everyone will be Kurt Angles and Dana White's everywhere.
Watch for Kurt to come back because he's legit. He can't move his neck, but he's legit.
I tell people that story of us drinking with. I go, "This is this bizarre thing. This guy is on. Hey, how's it going? All right, yeah. Oh yeah, is that your friend over there talking to her? Well, good luck. Get a test. She fucks everybody."
Oh, just dudes being dudes by the
Just
keg.
yeah. She's on her back in the ring, but not because she's pinned.
Oh,
Oh.
I still need to get a copy of that picture of me and Kurt. You-
Do I have one? I
You
might.
took
I
one.
have to go look. Yeah, I will look.
That'd
It's
be
in
fun.
the
That'd be fun to
old-
put on the old on the page since we've talked about it a few times. All right. Well, we've hit the hour and 25 minute mark, and I feel like
I should probably wrap it up.
yeah. So we will be doing this again, I believe, as we've discussed. Next time we'll do a uniform episode and talk about Copa uniforms because we
Mhm.
dig that, and we hope you will too. But we're going to do it whether you do or not.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Yeah. What do we care?
It's our show. Look, it's the Cheap Trick clap. Cheers. I mean, I want you to want me. It's exactly what I took. That's where I took that from. All right, that's the end of episode 72, which I believe is called.
I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, I know
hold
you
on,
wrote
I
it
can't, read,
down.
I can't read my own handwriting. Something. The Beaver.
No.
That's I'll have to go back and listen. Oh well, something about beavers. That's
Yeah.
and it's sort of a theme since we went to Bucky, so it makes sense even more now. Anyway, episode 72, the one about the beavers. I'm still Bruce.
Holmes and Yodo, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.